What if I told you that over 2,500 years ago, a brilliant mathematician discovered a secret so powerful that it was deliberately hidden from humanity, a secret that could transform your entire reality using nothing but the invisible forces that surround you every moment of your life? This isn't about complex formulas or abstract theories. This is about Pythagoras. Yes, the same man you learned about in school, and a forbidden manuscript that revealed something extraordinary. Everything in existence, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, vibrates at specific frequencies. And more importantly, you can learn to tune into these frequencies to manifest prosperity, healing, and abundance in ways that might seem impossible. Has this ever happened to you? You've tried countless methods to improve your life, invested time and energy into personal development, yet somehow the breakthrough you're seeking remains just out of reach? What you're about to discover might surprise you, because the answer isn't in doing more, it's in understanding the vibrational laws that govern our universe. The ancient manuscript revealed that our universe is fundamentally musical. Every star in the sky, every stone beneath your feet, and yes, even your own soul vibrates at its own sacred pitch. This isn't mystical speculation, it's a precise science that Pythagoras understood millennia before modern quantum physics began to catch up. But here's where it gets fascinating. Prosperity, healing, and abundance aren't random occurrences or rewards for the lucky few. They are specific melodies, vibrational frequencies that can be summoned by anyone who understands these sacred laws. Your thoughts, your emotions, even your words, they all emit frequencies that shape the reality around you in ways most people never realize. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share with you goes far beyond positive thinking or wishful hoping. This is about tapping into the same vibrational principles that the greatest minds in history have used to transform not just their own lives, but the entire course of human understanding. The question isn't whether these frequencies exist. Science has already proven they do. The real question is, are you ready to learn how to use them? Because once you understand how to align your personal vibration with the frequencies of abundance and healing, everything changes. And it all begins with understanding why this manuscript was kept hidden for so long, and what happens when you finally unlock the vibrational codes that have been waiting within you all along. You know, as I share these ancient teachings with you, I'm constantly amazed by the stories that come pouring in from people just like you. Individuals who've discovered that their entire perception of reality has shifted simply by understanding these fundamental principles. And that's exactly why I need to pause here for just a moment, because this isn't just about me sharing information with you. This is about building a community of souls who are ready to awaken to their true vibrational power. If this topic resonates with you, drop a comment below about what has touched you the most so far. Maybe you've already experienced moments where you felt inexplicably connected to something greater, or perhaps you've noticed how your thoughts seem to attract certain experiences into your life. Your stories, your insights, your questions, they all matter deeply because they help other viewers realize they're not alone on this journey of discovery. And here's something beautiful that happens when you hit that like button. You're not just showing appreciation for this content, you're actually helping this message reach people who desperately need to hear it. Think about it. Somewhere out there is someone who's been searching for answers, feeling stuck in patterns they can't break free from. And your simple action of liking this video might be what brings these life-changing teachings into their world. Your participation here is what helps this channel grow and reach more people with this kind of content. And when you subscribe, you're telling the universe that you're ready to receive more of these ancient wisdoms, more practical applications, more stories of transformation that prove these principles work. You're joining a family of conscious creators who understand that we're all connected through these invisible threads of vibration. Because what we're exploring together goes so much deeper than most people realize. The manuscript didn't just reveal that we live in a vibrational universe. It showed exactly how to become a conscious conductor of these frequencies, and the techniques it contained were so precise, so powerful, that they revealed the most profound truth about human existence. The outer world is nothing more than a faithful mirror, constantly reflecting back the frequencies we hold within ourselves. This isn't some abstract, philosophical concept. This is the fundamental operating system of reality itself. Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever noticed how when you're feeling genuinely grateful and abundant, opportunities seem to appear almost magically? Or how during periods of deep worry and scarcity thinking, challenges tend to multiply around you? This isn't coincidence. This is the universe responding in perfect harmony to the vibrational song your soul is singing through your emotions and intentions. The hidden truth behind every transformation story, every sudden breakthrough, every moment when someone's life completely shifts direction, lies in this understanding. Reality doesn't respond to the words we speak or even the goals we set. It responds to the invisible frequency we're broadcasting through our inner emotional landscape. Your thoughts create ripples, but your feelings create waves that reshape the very fabric of your experience. This is why traditional goal setting often falls short, why positive affirmations sometimes feel empty, why willpower alone rarely creates lasting change. We've been trying to paint over the surface while the real masterpiece is being created from within. The manuscript revealed that every relationship in your life, every financial situation, every health challenge or blessing, every opportunity that comes or goes, all of it is your inner vibration made visible in the physical world. But here's where the journey becomes truly fascinating. Once you understand that you're constantly broadcasting a frequency, you begin to realize the incredible power you've always possessed. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're not at the mercy of external forces. You are literally the composer of your own reality symphony. And most people have simply been playing the same unconscious melodies their entire lives without realizing they could choose a completely different song. The ancient practitioners knew that to change your outer world, you must first tune your inner instrument. They understood that every emotion carries a specific vibration, every thought emits a particular frequency, and when these align with the universal principles of abundance and harmony, miracles become inevitable. Not because you're forcing anything to happen, but because you're finally singing in tune with the natural flow of creation itself. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because what I'm about to share with you reveals exactly how these frequencies work at the cellular level, how your body responds to different emotional states, and most importantly, the precise techniques that were hidden in the manuscript for tuning yourself to attract prosperity, health, and fulfillment. If this understanding is resonating with something deep inside you, write in the comments, "I'm ready to tune my frequency." Your body is responding to this information right now in ways that science is only beginning to understand. Every single thought you're having as you listen carries its own specific frequency, creating microscopic vibrations that travel through your nervous system, your bloodstream, your cellular structure. And each emotion you feel, whether it's excitement, curiosity, or perhaps even skepticism, creates ripples that extend far beyond the boundaries of your physical form, influencing the fabric of reality itself. This revelation completely transforms how we understand the impact of our inner world on our external circumstances. When the manuscript spoke of thoughts as frequencies, it wasn't speaking metaphorically. Modern quantum physics has now confirmed what ancient wisdom keepers always knew. Consciousness itself is a measurable force that interacts with the quantum field around us. Your thoughts aren't just private mental events, they're energetic broadcasts that shape probability, influence outcomes, and attract corresponding experiences into your life. But the hidden truth goes even deeper than most people realize. The manuscript revealed that numbers themselves aren't mere symbols or mathematical tools. They are living vibrations, echoes of creation that carry specific energetic signatures. This is why certain number sequences appear repeatedly in nature, why mathematical ratios govern everything from the spiral of galaxies to the structure of DNA. Each number vibrates at its own frequency, and when you understand this, you begin to see the profound intelligence behind the universe's design. Think about the decisions you've made in your life that led to the most significant transformations. Behind the scenes, there was always a shift in your emotional frequency that preceded the external change. Maybe it was a moment when fear transformed into courage, when doubt shifted to certainty, or when resentment melted into forgiveness. These weren't just personal growth moments. They were literal frequency adjustments that sent new signals into the quantum field, calling forth different experiences to match your new vibrational state. The ancient practitioners understood this connection so deeply that they developed specific techniques for working with both the frequencies of emotion and the vibrational signatures of sacred numbers. They knew that by combining conscious emotional alignment with mathematical precision, they could create what appeared to be miracles, but were actually the natural result of working in harmony with universal laws. Your journey of awakening to these principles isn't just about personal transformation. It's about remembering your role as a conscious participant in the grand symphony of existence. Every time you choose a thought that elevates your frequency, every moment you shift from fear to love, from scarcity to abundance, you're not just changing your own life, you're contributing to the collective elevation of human consciousness itself. The manuscript contained specific formulas, precise combinations of thought, emotion, and sacred numbers that create what the ancients called vibrational keys, frequencies so pure and powerful that they unlock doors in reality that most people never even know exist. But to understand how to use these keys, we need to explore the sacred geometry that underlies all creation, the mathematical blueprints that govern manifestation itself. If you're starting to see the profound intelligence behind how reality operates, write in the comments. The patterns are becoming clear. The sacred geometry reveals something that will fundamentally shift your perspective on everything you've been told about success, health, and relationships. What most people believe to be random gifts, prosperity flowing to some while bypassing others, vibrant health blessing certain individuals while diseases strike seemingly at random, love finding its way to particular souls while leaving others searching. These aren't matters of luck, genetics, or divine favoritism. They are precise outcomes of maintained vibrational states, as predictable and reliable as any natural law. This hidden truth changes everything about how you approach your life decisions. When you understand that your human soul is essentially a musical instrument, constantly emitting frequencies that either harmonize or clash with the cosmic symphony around you, you begin to see why some people seem to effortlessly attract abundance, while others struggle despite their best efforts. It's not about working harder or being more deserving. It's about tuning your inner instrument to align with the frequencies of what you desire to experience. The manuscript revealed that just as a violin must be precisely tuned to produce beautiful music, your soul requires regular tuning to maintain its connection with the harmonious frequencies of the universe. When your inner instrument is out of tune, it broadcasts discordant signals that attract challenging experiences, difficult relationships, and blocked opportunities. But when you learn to tune yourself properly, something magical happens. The universe begins to respond with matching harmonies, creating a symphony of experiences that feels almost too perfect to be real. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary transformation story, every person who seemed to suddenly break through limitation into a life of fulfillment, there was always this fundamental shift, a moment when they stopped trying to force outcomes and instead focused on tuning their vibrational frequency. They discovered that their emotional state, their thought patterns, their daily spiritual practices weren't just personal habits, but actual instruments of creation, tools for composing the reality they wanted to live. This is why traditional approaches to goal achievement often feel like swimming upstream. We've been taught to focus on external actions while ignoring the internal frequency that determines what those actions will attract. It's like trying to play a beautiful song on an instrument that's completely out of tune. No matter how perfect your technique, the result will always be disappointing. The ancient practitioners developed specific methods for maintaining their soul's tuning, daily practices that kept them in vibrational alignment with health, abundance, and love. They understood that just as a musician checks their tuning before each performance, conscious beings must regularly calibrate their inner frequency to ensure they're broadcasting the signal that will attract their highest good. Your journey into this understanding reveals the profound responsibility and incredible power you've always possessed. Every moment you choose thoughts that elevate your frequency, every time you shift from anxiety to trust or from resentment to gratitude, you're literally retuning your soul's instrument to play a more beautiful song. And the universe, being the perfect audience, responds by providing experiences that match the quality of music you're creating. But there's something even more profound that happens when you begin to consistently maintain higher vibrational states. You start to realize that the techniques for soul tuning aren't just about personal benefit, they're about contributing to the cosmic harmony itself. If you're beginning to sense your own power as a conscious creator, write in the comments, "I'm ready to tune my soul." When you begin to view your body through this lens of vibrational truth, everything about health and healing transforms completely. Those mysterious ailments that seem to appear without warning, the chronic conditions that medical science struggles to explain, the recurring patterns of illness that run in families, none of these are random curses or genetic inevitabilities. They are discordant notes within your body's symphony, frequencies that have fallen out of harmony with the natural rhythm of wellness and vitality. Your body is constantly singing its own song, a complex symphony of cellular vibrations, electromagnetic frequencies, and energetic patterns. When this internal music flows in harmony, you experience what we call perfect health. But when certain areas fall out of tune, whether through prolonged stress, negative thought patterns, emotional trauma, or lifestyle choices that create vibrational discord, the body begins to manifest these discordant frequencies as physical symptoms. This revelation completely transforms your relationship with your own health and healing journey. Instead of feeling like a victim of mysterious forces beyond your control, you begin to understand that you have always been the conductor of your body's orchestra. Every decision you make, every emotion you habitually feel, every thought pattern you reinforce is either contributing to the harmony of your physical symphony or creating subtle dissonance that can eventually manifest as dis-ease. But here's where the ancient wisdom becomes truly powerful. The manuscript revealed that lasting transformation and healing can only occur when three fundamental aspects of your being achieve perfect resonance together. Your mind, your body, and your spirit must vibrate as one unified instrument, creating a trinity of harmony that becomes virtually unshakable. Most healing approaches focus on just one element, either treating the physical symptoms, addressing mental patterns, or working with spiritual practices. But the hidden truth behind the most profound transformations throughout history is that sustainable change requires all three aspects to be tuned and aligned simultaneously. When your mind believes in your healing, your body receives the proper energetic support, and your spirit connects with the infinite source of life force energy. Miracles become not just possible, but inevitable. The impact of this understanding reaches far beyond personal health. When you grasp that your entire being operates as an integrated vibrational system, you begin to see how every area of your life reflects the quality of harmony or discord within this trinity. Your relationships mirror the relationship between your mind, body, and spirit. Your financial abundance reflects how well these three aspects work together in creation. Your sense of purpose and fulfillment emerges naturally when all three are aligned and supporting your highest vision. Behind the scenes of every remarkable comeback story, every person who overcame seemingly impossible odds, every individual who transformed their entire life trajectory, there was always this fundamental shift, a moment when they stopped treating their challenges as separate problems and instead began harmonizing their complete being. They discovered that when mind, body, and spirit sing the same song, the universe has no choice but to respond with matching frequencies of health, abundance, and joy. This understanding opens the door to practices and techniques that work with your complete vibrational signature, rather than addressing symptoms in isolation. When you learn to tune all three aspects of your being simultaneously, you access levels of creative power and healing potential that most people never even imagined possible. If you're starting to see yourself as this integrated vibrational being, write in the comments, mind, body, spirit in harmony. The ancient practitioners understood something that our modern world has largely forgotten. Your mind is not just a thinking machine. It's a living river that must be kept pure to maintain the flow of abundance and clarity in your life. Just as a polluted river cannot nourish the lands it touches, a mind filled with chaotic, negative, or unconscious thoughts cannot create the clear frequencies needed for manifestation and healing. This mindset shift changes everything about how you approach your daily mental habits. Every thought you allow to take root in your consciousness is like a seed planted in the fertile garden of your reality. Some thoughts are like weeds. They grow quickly, spread rapidly, and choke out the beautiful possibilities you're trying to cultivate. Others are like precious flowers or nourishing fruits that, when tended with care, create abundance beyond what you ever imagined possible. The hidden truth behind every major transformation story is that successful people don't just think differently. They become conscious gardeners of their mental landscape. They develop the skill of choosing their thoughts as carefully as a master gardener selects seeds, knowing that what they plant today will determine the harvest of their tomorrow. This isn't about forced positive thinking or denying difficult emotions. It's about becoming discerning and intentional with the mental seeds you allow to take root. But the journey goes deeper than mental purification alone. The manuscript revealed that your physical body isn't just a vessel that carries you through life. It's a sacred temple designed to serve as a tuning fork for higher frequencies. Every cell in your body is capable of resonating with elevated vibrations of health, vitality, and spiritual connection. When you begin to treat your body with the reverence it deserves, something profound happens. It starts to respond like the finely tuned instrument it was always meant to be. Your daily decisions about how you nourish, move, and care for your physical form have an impact that extends far beyond basic health maintenance. When you consume foods that vibrate with life force, when you move your body in ways that honor its sacred design, when you give it the rest and attention it needs to regenerate, you're literally tuning your physical instrument to receive and transmit higher frequencies of abundance and joy. Behind the scenes of every person who seems to effortlessly attract success and maintain radiant health, you'll find someone who has learned to treat their body as both a temple and a tuning fork. They understand that their physical form is constantly broadcasting their internal state to the universe, and they've made the conscious choice to ensure that broadcast is one of vitality, strength, and receptivity to all good things. This approach to body care isn't about vanity or perfectionism. It's about recognizing that your physical form is one of the most powerful tools you have for creating the life you desire. When your body vibrates with health and vitality, it becomes a magnet for opportunities, relationships, and experiences. That match, that elevated frequency. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate genuine vitality, and the universe responds by providing circumstances that support and amplify that energy. The revelations within the manuscript showed that when both mind and body are properly tuned and maintained, they create a synergistic effect that amplifies your manifestation abilities exponentially. A pure mind directing a vitally alive body becomes an unstoppable force for conscious creation. If you're ready to become a conscious gardener of both your thoughts and your physical temple, write in the comments, "I choose my seeds wisely." But here's where the most profound revelation emerges, and it might completely shift how you understand your own spiritual journey. While your mind requires conscious purification and your body needs intentional care and tuning, your spirit, that luminous essence of who you truly are, needs only to be remembered and honored. It already contains infinite wisdom and power. It's not broken, it's not lacking, it's not something that needs to be fixed or improved. It simply needs to be acknowledged and allowed to shine through your human experience. This understanding transforms everything about spiritual seeking and personal development. Most people spend years searching for enlightenment, wisdom, or spiritual connection outside themselves, not realizing that what they're seeking has been residing within them all along. Your spirit is like a perfect diamond that's been temporarily covered by dust. The dust of conditioning, fears, limiting beliefs, and societal programming. The work isn't to create the diamond, it's simply to remove the dust and allow the natural brilliance to emerge. When you begin to honor your spirit as the infinite source of wisdom that it is, something magical happens in your decision-making process. Instead of constantly second-guessing yourself or looking to others for validation, you start to trust the quiet knowing that arises from within. You begin to recognize that inner voice that has always guided you toward your highest good, even when your mind was creating stories of doubt and confusion. The hidden truth behind every major breakthrough, every moment of profound clarity, every time someone seems to know exactly what step to take in challenging circumstances, is that they've learned to access and honor their spiritual wisdom. They've developed the ability to quiet the noise of external expectations and mental chatter long enough to hear the perfect guidance that's always available from their own divine essence. Behind the scenes of this spiritual remembering process, something extraordinary begins to unfold. As you align your purified mind with your vitally tuned body and your honored spirit, these three aspects begin to vibrate in perfect harmony with each other. This isn't just a beautiful metaphor, it's a literal frequency alignment that creates what the manuscript called the Trinity resonance, a state where miracles stop being rare occurrences and become the natural consequences of your aligned being. The impact of this Trinity resonance extends into every area of your life in ways that seem almost impossible until you experience it yourself. Opportunities appear with perfect timing, resources flow from unexpected sources, relationships deepen and heal, creative solutions emerge effortlessly, health challenges resolve, financial abundance increases. But these aren't gifts being bestowed upon you by external forces. They're the natural result of your complete being operating in harmony with universal principles. Your journey into this understanding reveals why so many people struggle to create lasting change despite their best efforts. They're trying to solve problems or manifest desires using only one or two aspects of their being, like trying to play a symphony with an incomplete orchestra. But when mind, body, and spirit are all tuned and playing the same beautiful composition, the universe becomes your willing partner in creation rather than a force you feel you need to overcome. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because understanding the Trinity resonance is just the beginning. The manuscript contained specific practices and techniques that the ancient masters used to maintain this harmonious state consistently, even in the midst of life's inevitable challenges and changes. If you're feeling the truth of your own infinite spiritual nature awakening, write in the comments, "My spirit remembers." These ancient techniques weren't complex rituals requiring years of study. They were elegantly simple practices that anyone could integrate into their daily life to maintain this profound state of alignment. The first technique that transformed the lives of countless practitioners throughout history was something they called conscious resonance, a daily morning practice that took just minutes but created ripple effects that lasted throughout the entire day. Picture this. Before the noise and demands of the world could flood your consciousness, before your mind could get caught up in the endless stream of tasks and worries, you would sit in silent communion with the fundamental frequencies that govern all existence. This wasn't meditation in the traditional sense. It was more like tuning into a cosmic radio station, deliberately aligning your personal frequency with both the steady, grounding vibrations of the earth beneath, you and the expansive, infinite frequencies of the cosmos above. The impact of this simple practice on your decision-making throughout the day is profound. When you begin your morning by consciously attuning to these universal frequencies, you're essentially setting your internal compass to true north. Every choice you make, every response you have to challenging situations, every opportunity you encounter becomes filtered through this aligned state rather than through the reactive patterns that normally govern human behavior. Behind the scenes of this attunement process, something remarkable happens to your nervous system and energy field. Your body begins to remember its natural state of harmony, your mind settles into clarity rather than chaos, and your spirit feels connected to something infinitely larger than your personal concerns and limitations. This isn't just a pleasant feeling. It's a fundamental recalibration that affects how you show up in every interaction and every moment of your day. The second transformative practice involved what the ancient masters called sacred mantras, but these weren't random positive affirmations or wishful thinking. These were specific vibrational phrases that had been tested and refined over generations, words that carried precise frequencies designed to align your entire being with particular states of consciousness and manifestation. One of the most powerful mantras preserved in the manuscript was the ancient phrase Solon, which translates to body of light. When spoken with intention and feeling, this simple phrase creates a vibrational bridge between your physical form and the luminous energy of your spiritual essence. It's like giving your cells a reminder of their highest potential, activating dormant codes within your DNA that remember perfect health, vitality, and radiant well-being. The hidden truth about these sacred mantras is that they work through frequency rather than meaning. While understanding the translation can be helpful, the real power lies in the vibrational signature of the sounds themselves. When you speak these ancient words, you're literally vibrating your vocal cords, your breath, your entire body at frequencies that have been proven over millennia to create specific internal states and external manifestations. Your journey into working with these practices reveals something extraordinary about the nature of sound and consciousness. Every word you speak, every thought you think, every sound you make is either supporting your highest potential or undermining it. The ancient practitioners understood this so deeply that they became extremely conscious about the sounds they allowed to pass through their being, treating their voice as a sacred instrument of creation rather than just a tool for communication. But there's something even more powerful that happens when you combine conscious resonance with sacred mantras, creating a synergistic effect that amplifies both practices exponentially. If you're ready to experience the power of conscious sound in your own transformation, write in the comments, "I speak light into being." When you blend these practices together, something magical begins to unfold in your personal transformation journey. The ancient masters discovered that sonic meditation, the practice of sustained humming or toning at your natural pitch, created a cleansing effect that reached far beyond what traditional meditation could achieve alone. This wasn't just about relaxation or stress relief, it was about literally using your voice as a tuning fork to recalibrate your entire energetic field. The impact of this technique on your cellular structure is profound and immediate. When you produce sustained tones at frequencies that feel natural and comfortable to your body, you're creating vibrations that travel through your bones, your organs, your nervous system, and even your bloodstream. These sound waves act like internal massage therapists, breaking up energetic blockages that have accumulated from years of stress, negative thinking, and emotional trauma that you might not even consciously remember. Behind the scenes of this sonic healing process, your body begins to remember its original blueprint of perfect health and vitality. The discordant frequencies that manifested as tension, anxiety, chronic pain, or recurring illness start to dissolve as they're overwhelmed by the pure, harmonious tones you're consciously creating. It's like using a master tuning fork to bring an entire orchestra back into perfect pitch. One clear, sustained note has the power to realign everything else. But perhaps the most revolutionary technique hidden within the manuscript was something the ancient practitioners called vibrational substitution. This completely transformed how they approached negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and challenging emotions. Instead of fighting against these lower frequencies, which only gives them more energy and attention, they learned to replace them with abundance frequencies so naturally and consistently that the old patterns simply had nowhere to take root. This mindset shift changes everything about how you handle the inevitable challenges and setbacks that life presents. Rather than getting caught in exhausting battles with your own thoughts, trying to push away fear or force yourself to think positively, you simply choose a different vibrational channel. It's like changing the station on a radio. You don't fight with the static or argue with the music you don't want to hear. You simply tune into a frequency that serves you better. The hidden truth about this practice is that it works because energy always flows toward the strongest signal. When you consistently offer your mind, body, and spirit a more compelling frequency to focus on, one that feels genuinely good and aligned with your highest potential, your entire system naturally gravitates toward that vibration. The old patterns of scarcity, fear, and limitation don't need to be conquered. They simply fade away as they're starved of your attention and energy. Your journey into mastering vibrational substitution reveals something extraordinary about the nature of consciousness itself. You begin to realize that you're not a victim of your thoughts and emotions. You're the conscious DJ of your own internal radio station. Every moment presents you with an opportunity to choose which frequency you want to broadcast, which song you want your life to dance to, which energy you want to amplify and attract more of. The revelations within this practice extend far beyond personal development into the realm of true spiritual mastery. When you become skilled at instantly recognizing and shifting discordant frequencies, you develop an almost supernatural ability to maintain your center regardless of external circumstances. Challenges become opportunities to practice your tuning skills rather than threats to your well-being. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because the manuscript contains something even more powerful than individual practices. It revealed how to weave these techniques together into what the ancients called the sacred rhythm of creation. If you're beginning to understand your power to choose your frequency in every moment, write in the comments, "I am the DJ of my reality." This sacred rhythm of creation wasn't just a philosophical concept. It was a precise, mathematical formula that governed how the universe itself operates, and the ancient masters learned to align their daily practices with these fundamental frequencies to amplify their manifestation abilities beyond anything they had previously imagined possible. The manuscript revealed that certain numbers carry such powerful vibrational signatures that when incorporated into spiritual practices, they create resonance patterns that literally open doorways in reality. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 held particular significance in these ancient techniques, not because of mystical superstition, but because these frequencies appear everywhere in the natural world as the mathematical foundation of creation itself. When you begin to incorporate these sacred numbers into your daily practices, speaking your mantras 3 times, breathing in patterns of 6 counts, releasing intentions in rhythms of 9, you're not following arbitrary rules. You're synchronizing your personal energy with the same geometric patterns that spiral galaxies, structure DNA, and govern the cycles of life and death throughout the cosmos. Your journey into working with these numerical frequencies reveals something profound about the hidden architecture of manifestation. Behind the scenes of every prayer that gets answered, every intention that manifests into physical reality, every moment when the universe seems to conspire in your favor, there's always this underlying mathematical harmony at work. The ancient practitioners learned to consciously align with these patterns, rather than leaving their manifestations to chance. The impact of this rhythmic approach extends far beyond individual techniques into a complete transformation of how you move through your day. When you understand that your thoughts, words, and actions are most powerful when aligned with these sacred rhythms, every moment becomes an opportunity to create with divine precision. Your decision-making process shifts from reactive and random to conscious and harmonious, guided by principles that have governed successful creation since the beginning of time. But perhaps the most profound symbol hidden within the manuscript was the triangle, representing the eternal harmony that exists when mind, body, and spirit achieve perfect alignment. This wasn't just a pretty geometric shape. It was a vibrational blueprint for human potential, a visual representation of what happens when all 3 aspects of your being resonate together at the same frequency. The ancient masters would often visualize a luminous triangle of light within their chest during meditation, feeling each point pulsing with the energy of mental clarity, physical vitality, and spiritual wisdom. The hidden truth about working with triangular visualization is that it creates what modern science would call a coherent energy field around your body. When you consciously activate the connection between these 3 points, mind, body, spirit, you're literally generating a geometric pattern that amplifies your personal electromagnetic field and makes you a more powerful attractor of positive experiences and opportunities. This triangular resonance becomes the foundation for all other practices, the stable base from which conscious resonance, sacred mantras, sonic meditation, and vibrational substitution can operate with maximum effectiveness. It's like tuning 3 instruments to play in perfect harmony before attempting to create a symphony. When the fundamental alignment is solid, everything else flows with ease and grace. Your transformation through these practices reveals that you are not just learning techniques. You're remembering an ancient technology of consciousness that has been used by awakened beings throughout history to create lives of extraordinary purpose, abundance, and joy. Each time you align with these sacred rhythms and geometric patterns, you're joining a lineage of conscious creators who understood that reality is far more malleable and responsive than most people realize. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because there's something even more powerful that happens when you combine all these elements together, a state of being that the manuscript called living manifestation, where your entire existence becomes a continuous act of conscious creation. If you're feeling the geometric harmony awakening within your own being, write in the comments, mind, body, spirit. Triangle activated. Living manifestation emerges when you begin to recognize that these sacred number sequences, 3, 6, and 9, aren't just useful tools for enhancing your practices. They are literal reflections of the vibrational architecture that underpins all creation itself. Every spiral galaxy, every flower petal, every heartbeat follows these same mathematical patterns. When you align your consciousness with these frequencies, you're not imposing artificial structure on reality. You're synchronizing with the fundamental operating system of the universe. This understanding completely transforms your mindset about what's possible in your own life. Instead of feeling like you're swimming against the current, trying to force outcomes through willpower and effort alone, you begin to recognize that there's an underlying intelligence weaving through everything, an intelligence you can partner with rather than struggle against. Your decisions become guided by this deeper wisdom, and the impact of your actions becomes exponentially more powerful because you're working with the grain of reality rather than against it. Behind the scenes of this cosmic intelligence lies something even more profound: the golden ratio, that mysterious number 1.618 that appears everywhere in nature as the fingerprint of divine design. From the spiral of your DNA to the chambers of your heart, from the curve of seashells to the structure of hurricanes, this ratio governs the most beautiful and efficient patterns in existence. When the ancient masters discovered this mathematical signature, they realized they had found the key to understanding how consciousness shapes physical reality. The hidden truth about the golden ratio is that it represents perfect balance between opposing forces, expansion and contraction, giving and receiving, individual expression, and universal harmony. When you begin to structure your thoughts, emotions, and intentions according to these proportions, something remarkable happens. Your manifestations start to unfold with the same elegant efficiency and natural beauty that characterizes all of nature's most successful creations. Your journey into working with these mathematical frequencies reveals that the universe isn't random or chaotic. It's an incredibly sophisticated system operating according to precise laws that you can learn to navigate consciously. Every time you align your personal vibration with these golden proportions and sacred numbers, you're literally tuning into the same frequency that creates galaxies, grows forests, and orchestrates the perfect timing of every sunrise and sunset. This realization opens up possibilities that most people never even consider. When you understand that your thoughts and intentions can be structured according to the same mathematical principles that govern all successful creation in nature, you begin to approach manifestation not as wishful thinking, but as applied cosmic science. Your transformation becomes not just personal development, but an awakening to your role as a conscious participant in the universe's ongoing creative process. The revelations within the manuscript showed that when human consciousness aligns with these mathematical foundations of reality, the boundary between inner and outer worlds begins to dissolve. Your internal state doesn't just influence your external circumstances, it becomes the active creative force that shapes them according to the same principles that have been building worlds and evolving life for billions of years. But there's something even more extraordinary that happens when you consistently live in alignment with these cosmic frequencies. You start to develop what the ancient masters called divine timing, an almost supernatural ability to take action at precisely the right moments for maximum positive impact. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because understanding these mathematical principles is just the foundation for what the manuscript revealed about the actual practice of conscious creation in daily life. If you're beginning to see the mathematical perfection underlying all existence, write in the comments, "I recognize the divine design." This divine timing emerges naturally when you begin working with geometric visualization as a daily practice, because these sacred forms, triangles, spirals, circles, aren't just pretty shapes to imagine. They are the actual blueprints that cosmic intelligence uses to structure reality at every level, from the microscopic to the astronomical. When you consciously visualize these forms within your own energy field, you're literally programming your personal vibration to align with the same organizational principles that govern successful creation throughout the universe. The impact of this geometric approach on your decision-making process is profound and immediate. Instead of making choices based purely on logic or emotion, you begin to sense the underlying patterns and flows that will either support or hinder your desired outcomes. Your mindset shifts from reactive planning to intuitive navigation, guided by the same intelligence that knows exactly when a flower should bloom and when a bird should migrate. Behind the scenes of this transformation, something remarkable happens to your nervous system and energy field as you regularly visualize sacred triangles pulsing with light in your chest, spirals of golden energy flowing through your body, or perfect circles of healing radiance surrounding you. Your brain begins to rewire itself according to these harmonious patterns. The chaotic neural pathways created by stress, fear, and scattered thinking start to reorganize into more coherent, efficient networks that naturally attract solutions, opportunities, and synchronicities. The hidden truth about why geometric visualization works so powerfully is that you're not creating something artificial. You're remembering and activating patterns that already exist within your cellular structure and energy field. Every cell in your body contains the same mathematical ratios found in galaxies and seashells. Every heartbeat follows rhythms that mirror the expansion and contraction of the universe itself. When you consciously visualize these sacred geometries, you're simply awakening dormant potentials that have always been part of your design. Your journey into this practice reveals something that completely transforms how you understand your relationship with the natural world. Those mathematical patterns you see everywhere, in the Fibonacci spirals of pine cones, in the hexagonal perfection of honeycomb, in the fractal branching of lightning and river systems, aren't just beautiful curiosities. They are proof positive that there's an underlying cosmic intelligence breathing through all things, the same intelligence that lives within you and responds to your conscious intentions. This realization changes everything about how you approach challenges and opportunities in your life. Instead of feeling like you're navigating a random, chaotic world where success depends on luck or external factors beyond your control, you begin to recognize that you're swimming in an ocean of intelligent design. Every situation, every relationship, every apparent obstacle contains hidden patterns and possibilities that become visible when you align your consciousness with these universal principles. The revelations within the manuscript showed that when humans learn to think, feel, and visualize in harmony with these cosmic patterns, they develop what appears to be supernatural abilities: perfect timing, intuitive knowing, effortless manifestation, rapid healing. But these aren't supernatural at all. They're simply the natural result of conscious cooperation with the intelligence that has been successfully creating and evolving life for billions of years. What's even more extraordinary is that as you deepen into this geometric awareness, you start to see these same patterns appearing in your external circumstances. The timing of events begins to follow perfect rhythms. Relationships start to reflect the harmony you're cultivating within. Financial abundance flows according to the same spiral patterns you've been visualizing. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because the manuscript contains specific techniques for translating these geometric visualizations into practical manifestation methods that work in real-world circumstances. If you're starting to recognize the geometric intelligence operating in your own life, write in the comments, "I see the sacred patterns everywhere." These practical manifestation methods revealed something that completely revolutionizes how most people approach visualization and intention setting. The ancient masters understood that visualization isn't mere fantasy or wishful thinking. It's literally the conscious shaping of energy into form, the same process that every great inventor, artist, and visionary has used throughout history to bring their ideas into physical reality. When you visualize with the proper understanding and technique, you're not just imagining, you're actively programming the quantum field to reorganize itself according to your conscious design. The hidden truth behind every major breakthrough, every revolutionary invention, every masterpiece of art or literature, is that it first existed as a detailed vibrational blueprint in someone's imagination before it ever appeared in the physical world. Your visualization practice isn't separate from reality. It's the invisible workshop where reality is actually crafted. The manuscript revealed that when you understand this fundamental principle, your entire approach to creating change in your life transforms from hoping and wishing to skillful, energetic engineering. But here's where most people's visualization practices fall short, and why their manifestation attempts often feel frustrating or ineffective. They treat visualization like watching a movie in their head, a passive mental exercise that engages only their visual imagination. Effective visualization, according to the ancient teachings, must engage all your senses with such vivid, detailed experiences that your nervous system actually believes you're living the reality you're creating. Your body doesn't distinguish between a powerfully imagined experience and a physical one when the visualization is rich enough and emotionally compelling enough. This understanding changes everything about how you practice conscious creation. Instead of vaguely picturing yourself having more money, you feel the texture of the bills in your hands, hear the specific sounds of abundance flowing into your life, smell the air of the environment where your prosperity manifests, taste the celebration meal you'll share when your financial goals are achieved. Your entire sensory system becomes enrolled in the creation process, sending such clear signals to the universe that the matching physical experiences have no choice but to manifest. Behind the scenes of this process, something profound happens to your brain chemistry and neural pathways. When you consistently visualize detailed, sensory-rich experiences of your desired reality, your brain begins to create the same neural connections it would form if you were actually living those experiences. Your mindset literally rewires itself to support and expect the realities you've been imagining, which naturally leads to decisions and actions that align with those outcomes. Your journey into mastering this level of visualization reveals that the boundary between imagination and manifestation is far thinner than most people realize. The impact of truly skillful visualization extends beyond just attracting external circumstances. It fundamentally transforms your identity and self-concept. When you consistently experience yourself as healthy, abundant, and fulfilled in your inner vision, your outer personality begins to naturally embody those qualities in ways that magnetize corresponding experiences. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this isn't positive thinking or self-hypnosis. It's the deliberate use of consciousness as a creative tool, the same force that artists use to bring beauty into existence, and that scientists use to envision breakthrough discoveries. When you approach visualization as a sacred technology rather than a hopeful hobby, you access levels of creative power that can literally reshape your life circumstances. What makes this practice even more powerful is when you combine detailed sensory visualization with the geometric patterns and sacred rhythms we've been exploring. Imagine visualizing your desires while simultaneously feeling the perfect triangle of mind, body, and spirit pulsing within you, or seeing your goals manifesting in golden spirals that follow the same mathematical ratios governing all successful creation in nature. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because there's a specific sequence for building visualization skills that the manuscript outlined, a progression that takes you from basic mental imagery to truly masterful reality creation. If you're ready to engage all your senses in conscious creation, write in the comments, "I feel my dreams becoming real." This progression begins with understanding something that completely transforms the effectiveness of any manifestation practice. The universe responds to certainty and feeling, never to need or desperation. This hidden truth explains why so many people struggle with manifestation despite following all the techniques correctly. When you visualize from a place of lack, desperately wanting something you don't have, anxiously hoping for circumstances to change, you're actually broadcasting the frequency of absence rather than the frequency of having. The impact of this understanding on your entire approach to conscious creation is revolutionary. Instead of visualizing to get something you lack, you begin to visualize from the feeling of already having it, already being it, already living it. This mindset shift isn't just psychological, it's energetic. When you visualize from certainty rather than need, your entire nervous system relaxes into a state of receptivity that allows manifestations to flow naturally, rather than being blocked by the tension of desperate wanting. Behind the scenes of every successful manifestation story, you'll find someone who learned to feel grateful before their desires arrived, who experienced joy while still in the process of creation, who maintained inner peace regardless of current circumstances. These aren't just pleasant emotions. They are the specific vibrational frequencies that elevate visualization from passive daydreaming to active vibrational alignment with your desired reality. The ancient masters discovered that emotions like gratitude, joy, and peace create what they called magnetic states within your energy field. When you consistently maintain these elevated emotional frequencies while visualizing your desires, you literally become a magnet for experiences that match that vibrational signature. Your transformation from someone who hopes and wishes to someone who knows and expects becomes the foundation for all miraculous changes in your external circumstances. Your journey into mastering this emotional dimension of visualization reveals something profound about the nature of time and manifestation. When you can genuinely feel grateful for something that hasn't yet appeared in physical form, when you can experience authentic joy about future possibilities, when you maintain deep peace regardless of current conditions, you're actually collapsing the time between intention and manifestation. You're vibrating as if your desires are already real, which creates the fastest possible path for them to become physically real. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this isn't about forcing fake emotions or pretending to feel something you don't. It's about recognizing that the emotions of your fulfilled desires already exist within you as potential, waiting to be activated and experienced. When you learn to access gratitude, joy, and peace as conscious choices rather than reactive responses to external conditions, you become the master of your own emotional state, and therefore the master of your manifestation abilities. What makes this practice even more powerful is understanding that these elevated emotions aren't just tools for getting what you want. They're actually glimpses of your highest potential, previews of the person you're becoming through the process of conscious creation. Each time you choose gratitude over complaint, joy over worry, peace over anxiety, you're not just improving your manifestation skills. You're literally evolving into a higher version of yourself. The hidden truth behind this emotional mastery is that the universe doesn't just give you what you want, it gives you more of what you are. When you consistently embody the emotions of fulfillment, abundance, and love, you naturally attract circumstances that reflect and amplify those states. Your decisions begin to flow from wisdom rather than fear. Your actions align with inspired guidance rather than desperate struggle, and your entire life becomes a reflection of the vibrational frequency you've chosen to maintain. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because there's a specific technique for cultivating these magnetic emotional states that the manuscript called future memory creation, a practice that allows you to literally experience your desired future as a present reality. If you're ready to become a master of your own emotional frequency, write in the comments, "I choose elevated emotions now." Future memory creation works by combining sustained visualization with the sacred geometry we've been exploring, creating such a powerful magnetic pull between your inner and outer worlds that the boundaries between imagination and reality begin to dissolve completely. When you visualize your desired future while simultaneously feeling the perfect triangle of mind, body, and spirit pulsing within you, or when you see your goals manifesting within golden spirals that follow the mathematical ratios of natural creation, something extraordinary happens to the fabric of possibility around you. The impact of this combined approach goes far beyond traditional visualization techniques. You're not just imagining a different future, you're literally creating vibrational blueprints that the universe recognizes as valid instructions for physical manifestation. Your sustained focus on these geometric patterns while experiencing your desired reality creates what the ancient masters called reality anchors, stable points of certainty that draw future possibilities into present experience with increasing speed and precision. Behind the scenes of this process, your consciousness begins to operate at a level that most people never access. Instead of living primarily in reaction to current circumstances, you start to live from the certainty of your chosen future. This mindset shift affects every decision you make throughout the day, every word you speak, every action you take. You begin to move through the world as someone who already possesses what they desire, which naturally magnetizes the people, opportunities, and resources needed to make that reality manifest. But here's where the real transformation occurs, and it starts the moment you wake up each morning. The manuscript revealed that beginning each day with intentional vibrational tuning before engaging with the world isn't just a nice spiritual practice. It's the foundation that determines the quality of everything that follows. Those first few moments of consciousness before your mind gets caught up in tasks and obligations are when your energy field is most malleable and responsive to conscious direction. Your journey into this morning practice reveals something profound about the nature of time and manifestation. When you take even just 5 or 10 minutes to align with your highest frequency before the day begins, you're essentially programming your personal energy field to attract experiences that match that elevated state. The decisions you make, the people you encounter, the opportunities that present themselves, all of these begin to reflect the vibrational tone you set during those precious morning moments. The hidden truth about this daily tuning process is that it creates cumulative effects that compound over time. Each morning that you choose to align with gratitude, clarity, and inner peace rather than immediately jumping into worry or busyness, you're strengthening neural pathways and energetic patterns that support your highest potential. After weeks or months of consistent practice, you'll notice that your entire life experience has shifted to match the frequency you've been cultivating each dawn. What makes this practice even more powerful is when you combine your morning vibrational tuning with future memory creation. Imagine starting each day by not only aligning with elevated emotions, but also by briefly experiencing the sensory reality of your fulfilled desires. You taste the success, feel the abundance, hear the laughter of deeper relationships, sense the vitality of perfect health, all while your consciousness is in that perfectly receptive morning state. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this combination of daily tuning and future memory creation creates what they called reality momentum, a building wave of vibrational coherence that becomes increasingly difficult for the universe to ignore or delay. Your Transformation becomes not just personal development, but active participation in the cosmic creative process itself. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic, because there's something even more profound that happens when you've mastered these foundational practices, a state of being that the ancient masters called effortless manifestation, where your desires begin to appear almost before you're fully conscious of wanting them. If you're ready to make every morning a conscious act of reality creation, write in the comments, "I tune my frequency with the dawn." Effortless manifestation emerges when you've created such consistent vibrational alignment that your energy field becomes a stable beacon, constantly broadcasting your chosen frequency, regardless of external circumstances. But this level of mastery requires more than just morning practices. It demands what the ancient masters called moment-to-moment consciousness, the ability to maintain your highest vibration throughout all the challenges and distractions that daily life presents. This is where the practice of anchor words becomes absolutely essential to your transformation journey. These aren't just positive affirmations or motivational phrases. They're vibrational keys charged with deep personal meaning, words that instantly reconnect you to your desired frequency when life attempts to pull you off course. The impact of having these anchor words readily available is profound because they allow you to shift your state in seconds rather than spending hours trying to recover from reactive emotions or scattered thoughts. Behind the scenes of every person who seems to maintain unshakable inner peace, regardless of external chaos, you'll find someone who has developed this skill of instant vibrational recalibration. They've identified specific words or short phrases that carry such personal power and meaning that simply speaking them internally immediately elevates their consciousness back to their chosen frequency. Your anchor word might be peace, trust, flow, light, or any word that resonates deeply with your soul and carries the vibrational signature of your highest self. The hidden truth about anchor words is that they work because they create neural shortcuts to elevated states of consciousness. When you consistently use the same word, while in states of gratitude, joy, or inner peace, your brain begins to associate that word with those elevated emotions. Eventually, just thinking or speaking your anchor word triggers the same neurochemical response as the elevated state itself, allowing you to consciously choose your frequency in any moment. Your journey into mastering this technique reveals something extraordinary about the nature of personal power and emotional sovereignty. Instead of being at the mercy of circumstances, reactive to other people's energy, or dependent on external conditions for your sense of well-being, you become the conscious director of your own internal experience. This mindset shift affects every decision you make, every relationship you engage with, every challenge you encounter throughout your day. But the ancient masters understood that maintaining high vibration wasn't just about managing difficult moments. It was equally important to consciously complete each day with what they called evening realignment. This practice involved reviewing your day, not with judgment, criticism, or regret, but with loving awareness and gentle course correction. Instead of replaying mistakes or dwelling on what went wrong, you approach your daily review as a sacred ritual of integration and preparation for even greater alignment tomorrow. The revelations within this evening practice transform how you process experiences and learn from challenges. Rather than carrying the energetic residue of difficult moments into your sleep and dreams, you consciously release what no longer serves while celebrating the moments when you successfully maintained your chosen frequency. This loving review process doesn't just clear your energy field, it actually reprograms your subconscious mind to expect and create more aligned experiences in the future. What makes this daily cycle so powerful is how the morning tuning, anchor word practices, and evening realignment work together to create what the manuscript called vibrational momentum. Each day builds upon the previous one, creating an upward spiral of increasingly coherent, energy that becomes nearly unstoppable in its attractive power. Your transformation becomes not just personal growth, but a systematic elevation of your entire life experience. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic, because when you combine all these practices consistently over time, something remarkable happens. You begin to live in what the ancient texts described as the field of infinite possibilities, where synchronicities become commonplace and miracles feel natural. If you're ready to develop unshakable vibrational mastery, write in the comments, "I am sovereign over my frequency." Living in the field of infinite possibilities begins when you truly understand that every small act of alignment, every moment you choose, love over fear, gratitude over complaint, trust over doubt, sends ripples through the fabric of existence itself, weaving new possibilities into the very structure of your reality. This isn't just poetic metaphor, it's the fundamental mechanism by which consciousness shapes the quantum field. Each time you make a choice that aligns with your highest vibration, you're literally altering the probability matrix of your future experiences. The impact of recognizing this truth completely transforms how you approach every moment of your day. That split second when you choose to respond with patience instead of anger during a difficult conversation, that choice sends waves of coherent energy through the field around you, affecting not just your immediate experience, but creating ripple effects that can influence events and opportunities for days, weeks, or even months to come. Your mindset shifts from thinking that small actions don't matter to understanding that small aligned actions are the building blocks of miraculous transformation. Behind the scenes of every synchronicity, every perfectly timed opportunity, every moment when the universe seems to conspire in your favor, there's always this accumulation of aligned choices creating momentum in the unseen dimensions of reality. The ancient masters understood that what appears to be luck or divine intervention is actually the natural result of consistent vibrational alignment, creating favorable conditions in the quantum field that surrounds and interpenetrates all physical experience. But here's where most people stumble in their journey toward mastery, and it's something that the manuscript addressed with profound wisdom. When you inevitably fall back into old patterns, when fear overcomes trust, when reactive emotions pull you off course, when you forget to maintain your chosen frequency, the key is to maintain devotion to returning to your true vibration while treating each return as a triumph rather than evidence of failure. This mindset shift is absolutely crucial to your long-term transformation success. The hidden truth about spiritual and personal development is that mastery isn't about perfection. It's about the speed and grace with which you return to alignment when you've temporarily lost it. Every time you notice you've drifted into a lower frequency and consciously choose to realign, you're actually strengthening your vibrational muscles and developing the spiritual equivalent of a strong immune system. Your capacity to maintain elevated states becomes more robust with each conscious return to your chosen frequency. Your journey into this understanding reveals something profound about the nature of human consciousness and spiritual evolution. The ancient texts never portrayed the masters as beings who never experienced challenge or never fell into discord. Instead, they described enlightened individuals as those who had developed such devotion to their highest vibration that they could return to it instantly, no matter what circumstances arose. This ability to quickly recalibrate becomes one of your most powerful manifestation tools. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this devotion to returning creates what they called momentum of grace, a building force that makes each subsequent alignment easier and more natural than the last. Over time, maintaining your chosen frequency becomes less effort and more flow, less discipline and more natural expression of who you're becoming. Your transformation from someone who struggles to maintain positive states to someone who naturally radiates elevated vibration becomes the foundation for living in constant communion with the field of infinite possibilities. What makes this practice even more powerful is understanding that each time you successfully return to alignment, you're not just benefiting yourself, you're contributing to the collective elevation of human consciousness. Your personal commitment to vibrational mastery sends ripples through the morphic field that makes it easier for others to find their own path to elevated states. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because there's something extraordinary that happens when you've developed this devotion to consistent realignment. You begin to access what the manuscript called prophetic consciousness, the ability to sense and navigate future possibilities before they fully manifest. If you're committed to treating every return to alignment as a victory, write in the comments, "Each return makes me stronger." Prophetic consciousness emerges when you reach a level of vibrational mastery where you begin to sense the future possibilities that are forming in the quantum field before they crystallize into physical events. This isn't supernatural prophecy. It's the natural result of becoming so attuned to the underlying frequencies of creation that you can feel the momentum of potential realities building around you. Your transformation into this level of awareness happens gradually as your consistent alignment practice develops your sensitivity to the subtle energetic currents that precede all manifestation. The impact of developing this prophetic awareness on your decision-making process is extraordinary. Instead of making choices based purely on current circumstances or logical analysis, you begin to sense which paths will lead to expansion and which will lead to contraction. Your mindset shifts from reactive planning to intuitive navigation, guided by an inner knowing that seems to have access to information beyond the five senses. This is when you truly begin to understand that you are not separate from the universe's music. You are an instrument of it, a conscious participant in the cosmic symphony of creation. Behind the scenes of this awakening, something profound happens to how you perceive and work with limiting beliefs. You begin to recognize that those old patterns of thought that have held you back, fears about money, doubts about your worthiness, beliefs about what's possible for someone like you, aren't fixed aspects of your personality or permanent features of your reality. They are simply frequencies that can be changed through conscious awareness and loving recalibration, just like tuning a guitar string to a more harmonious note. The hidden truth about limiting beliefs is that they're not your beliefs at all. They're inherited frequencies, vibrational patterns that you picked up from family, culture, past experiences, and collective conditioning. When you understand this, you stop taking them personally and start treating them as temporary interference patterns that can be cleared from your energy field. Your journey into vibrational mastery reveals that you have the power to consciously choose which frequencies you allow to operate in your consciousness and which ones you lovingly release back to the universal field for transformation. What makes this realization so liberating is understanding that you don't have to fight against limiting beliefs or spend years in therapy trying to figure out where they came from. You simply need to recognize them as discordant notes in your personal symphony and gently tune them to more harmonious frequencies. Each time you catch yourself thinking a thought that doesn't serve your highest good, you can pause, breathe, and consciously choose a more aligned frequency, just like a musician adjusting a string that's gone slightly out of tune. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this process of conscious recalibration becomes easier and more natural the more you practice it. Your limiting beliefs begin to lose their power over you, not because you've conquered them, but because you've simply stopped feeding them your attention and energy. Instead, you consistently choose to amplify frequencies of abundance, self-worth, infinite possibility, and divine support, until these become your natural default vibration. Your transformation through this understanding reveals something profound about the nature of human consciousness and cosmic creativity. You begin to realize that every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every word you speak is actually you playing your part in the grand orchestra of universal consciousness. When you play discordant notes, the entire symphony is affected. When you tune yourself to harmony and beauty, you contribute to the elevation of the entire cosmic composition. This awareness brings with it a sense of profound responsibility and incredible empowerment. You understand that your personal vibrational work isn't just about improving your own life. It's about consciously participating in the evolution of consciousness itself. Every moment you choose alignment over chaos, love over fear, trust over doubt, you're helping to tune the entire universe to a higher frequency. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because when you fully embrace your role as a conscious instrument in the cosmic symphony, something remarkable happens. You begin to access what the ancient masters called the frequency of miracles. If you're ready to see limiting beliefs as changeable frequencies rather than fixed realities, write in the comments. I retune my beliefs with love. The frequency of miracles isn't some mystical vibration that only the specially chosen can access. It's the natural resonance that emerges when you finally understand that success is not an event that happens to you, but a state of being that you can already embody right now, in this moment, regardless of your current circumstances. This realization completely transforms your relationship with achievement, abundance, and all the goals you've been working toward. Instead of chasing success as something outside yourself, you begin to vibrate as success itself, becoming a living embodiment of the very qualities you once thought you needed to attain. The impact of this understanding on your entire life trajectory is profound and immediate. When you stop waiting for external validation to feel successful, when you stop postponing your sense of accomplishment until certain conditions are met, you immediately access a frequency of confidence, clarity, and creative power that naturally magnetizes the experiences and opportunities that match that vibration. Your mindset shifts from "I'll be successful when" to "I am success," expressing itself through this unique human experience. Behind the scenes of every person who seems to effortlessly attract abundance and opportunity, you'll find someone who has made this fundamental shift in identity. They don't work toward prosperity, they work from prosperity. Understanding that true prosperity is an inner state that creates outer miracles through the clarity and power of its vibration. This isn't positive thinking or self-deception. It's the recognition that abundance isn't something you get. It's something you are when you align with the infinite creative potential that has always lived within you. The hidden truth about this inner state of prosperity is that it has nothing to do with your bank account, your job title, or your material possessions. True prosperity is a feeling of deep security and limitless possibility that flows from your connection to the universal source of all creation. When you learn to cultivate this feeling as a conscious choice, rather than waiting for external circumstances to trigger it, you become a powerful magnet for all forms of abundance because you're vibrating at the same frequency as the creative force that generates worlds. Your journey into embodying this inner prosperity reveals something extraordinary about the nature of manifestation and material success, the outer achievements, the financial abundance, the opportunities and recognition. These aren't the source of prosperity, they're the natural effects of maintaining the inner frequency of abundance. When you consistently vibrate as someone who is deeply connected to infinite possibility, the universe responds by reflecting that vibration back to you through countless channels of material and experiential wealth. The revelations within the manuscript showed that this transformation from seeking to being represents the ultimate mastery of the vibrational principles we've been exploring. All the practices, the morning alignment, the sacred mantras, the geometric visualizations, the conscious recalibration, they all serve to support this fundamental shift in how you understand and embody your own nature. You move from being someone who hopes to manifest desires to being someone who is the living manifestation of their highest potential. What makes this inner transformation so powerful is that it affects every decision you make and every action you take throughout your day. When you operate from the knowledge that you are already prosperous, already successful, already abundant, you naturally make choices that align with and expand that reality. You speak differently, you carry yourself differently, you approach challenges and opportunities from a completely elevated perspective that draws forth corresponding results. The impact of this shift extends beyond personal achievement into the realm of genuine service and contribution. When you no longer need external success to validate your worth, you become free to create, give, and contribute from a place of authentic inspiration rather than desperate striving. Your success becomes not just personal triumph, but a gift to everyone whose life you touch. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because there's something even more profound that emerges when you've fully embodied this inner state of prosperity, a natural flow state where manifestation becomes as effortless as breathing. If you're ready to embody success and prosperity as your natural state of being, write in the comments, "I am abundance expressing itself." This effortless flow state emerges when you finally understand the deepest revelation hidden within Pythagoras' teachings. The manuscript was never truly lost. It lived within you all along, waiting to be remembered. Every technique we've explored, every principle we've uncovered, every frequency we've learned to embody was never external knowledge being added to you. It was ancient wisdom awakening from the depths of your own consciousness, returning to the surface of your awareness like a treasure that had been temporarily buried but never destroyed. The impact of this realization completely transforms your entire journey of personal development and spiritual awakening. You begin to understand that you weren't broken and needing to be fixed. You weren't lacking and needing to be filled. You weren't disconnected and needing to find your way back to something outside yourself. You were simply remembering who you've always been, a conscious creator, a vibrational master, a living expression of the same cosmic intelligence that moves the planets and grows the forests. Behind the scenes of this remembering process, something extraordinary happens to your relationship with learning and growth. Instead of seeking teachers and techniques to give you something you don't have, you begin to recognize that every practice, every insight, every moment of clarity is simply helping you access the infinite wisdom that has always resided within your own being. Your mindset shifts from student desperately seeking knowledge to master gradually awakening to your own innate power. The hidden truth about this inner manuscript is that it contains not just the secrets of manifestation and vibrational healing, but the complete blueprint of your highest potential as a human being. Every answer you've ever sought, every solution you've ever needed, every creative inspiration that could transform your life, all of this wisdom has been patiently waiting within you, encoded in the very structure of your consciousness, ready to emerge when you develop the stillness and clarity to hear its gentle whispers. Your journey into accessing this inner wisdom reveals that the external search was never about finding something new. It was about creating the conditions for remembering something eternal. All the practices we've explored together serve as keys to unlock what was already yours, bridges to reconnect you with the infinite intelligence that breathes through your every cell and thought. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic, because when you truly embrace this understanding that all wisdom lives within you, something remarkable begins to happen in your daily life. You start to receive direct guidance and inspiration that seems to flow from an inexhaustible source of cosmic creativity. If you're beginning to recognize the infinite wisdom that has always lived within you, write in the comments, "The manuscript awakens in me." When you access this inner wellspring of wisdom, you realize that your journey into vibrational mastery is just beginning to unfold. The ancient teachings we've explored together today are seeds that will continue to bloom within your consciousness as you integrate them into your daily experience. Each morning you choose alignment, each moment you tune your frequency, each decision you make from your highest vibration adds another note to the magnificent symphony of your awakening. If you've found value in this exploration of Pythagoras' hidden teachings, I invite you to subscribe to this channel because we're just scratching the surface of these profound mysteries. There's so much more to discover about the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern manifestation. So many more secrets waiting to be unveiled from the depths of consciousness itself. Your subscription tells me that you're ready to continue this journey of remembering who you truly are. If you made it all the way to this moment with me, if these teachings resonated with something deep in your soul, leave a comment saying, "This message was meant for me." I'd love to know that these frequencies found their way to the hearts they were intended to touch. Your engagement creates a field of connection that amplifies these teachings for everyone who discovers them. And if you felt that spark of recognition, that sense of ancient truth awakening within you, a simple like on this video helps ensure that these teachings can find their way to other souls who are ready to remember their own vibrational mastery. Every like is a vote for wisdom over noise, for depth over superficiality. There's a video right here that complements this topic perfectly, diving even deeper into the practical applications of these vibrational principles in your daily life. Click and continue with me over there, because the journey of remembering your infinite potential is one we're taking together, one revelation at a time. The manuscript continues to unfold within you. Let's see what other secrets are ready to emerge.